Bomone genti ayekene unu ọzọ n'ụbọchị uhuruchi nke taa. Anyị sị ka nkụ echiri ya zelu. Anyị sị n'ụbọchị nke taa mana n'Igbo na mma na ya dịka echi na-eche ada agwụ agwụ. Otu anyị kwuru otu akọ ya dịrịrị ise ise ise. Anyị dịka o si dị ya bụ Eastern News 24 ka anyị si na-ewetara ya bụ nnukwu ozi dị oke mkpa gbasata maka ya bụ ife na-eme n'obodo anyị nọ n'ime ya anụ nwere onwe ndị Igbo na-azọ. Anyị dịka o si dị unu na-anya n'iru akwụkwọ onye wetara unu n'iru akwụkwọ a bụ Ijo Youth Leader. Mma ala ikike onye ọbụla gee ya bụ ife maka na o were okwu Nnamdi Kanu kwuru oge gara aga. Before I tell you ya bụ ife, I chọrọ ichetara ya bụ okwu. What's that? The division of this country will start from the north and the west. Ọ bụrụ na east ga-anọrọ na-emere normal business anya na agba mbọ. Like unu watch ya, that prophecy bịa na mmezu oge eme end bad governance. Igbos nọ na-azụ afịa, Hausa na Yoruba nọ na-eme protest, akọrọ gị malụ nweta na-ekwu maka ihe nji ekwu okwu maka ndị ji prophecy maazị Nnamdi Kanu na-egwu egwu. Gee ya bụ ife anyị ji maka ya wee bịa n'ụbọchị nketa igecha ya drop right ife n'ilu akwụkwọ gbasara maka ya bụ ife enu. All right, over to you, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Bedford Biafra, the spokesman of the Joy Council Worldwide, and today is very a wonderful day. Of course, the affairs of this country, the hunger is very high, the temples are high, the stakes are high, and indeed a cause for concern. The deteriorating nature of our economy calls for serious concern. Hunger is on the rise despite the warning 10-day strike protest that engulfed the entire country. Yet, status quo still remains that the level of inflation has not reduced. The needed intervention by federal government has not been done. And fuel is still on the continuous rise despite efforts by all quarters. And this calls for concern. This calls for deliberate actions by the federal government. The Niger Delta people are suffering. Our Niger Delta people, lands are continually raped and polluted. And these cries have been on the international scene, has been on the national scene for a period of time. All we hear is things will get better, whereas things are getting worse. Nigeria is characterized with bad governance. Nigeria is characterized with incompetent personalities that are manning the affairs of our country at different ministries and at different forums. The major contributor to the economic sustainability of this country is neglected and reduced to surveillance. Is called for concern. And our patience running out. The patience of Niger Delta people are running out. The patience of Nigerians are running out. We hope and pray that Nigeria will not slip into that level of desperate revolution. That is where we are gravitating towards if no deliberate actions are being taken. The call for constitutional amendment has been high. The call for implementing the constitutional conference that held 2015, but the implementation of that confab is on the rise. The need for decentralizing governance and saying we back to regional governance is those suggestions are being made, but yet they are falling into deaf ears. We pray on the federal government led by Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the Niger Delta governors, the governors of this federation should, as a matter of importance, take the people seriously. The voices of the people are constantly resonating in social media and in all platforms, calling for urgent intervention. We hope and pray that desperate measures will not be the solution, for Nigerians. We hope and pray for the Niger Delta people. We hope and pray that desperate measures will not be the only hope that we are left with to express our concern of total neglect, of constant rape of our environment, of injustice, gross injustice, and the balkanization of our people. We hope that
By
we
before I
don't resort to the old days where our creeks became
subscribe and like, share,
uninhabitable
turn on
for
your
oil
notification.
multinationals. We know that the oil multinationals are divesting. We are seeing the sales ongoing, and we know the set of persons that are buying off, Ajib buying off Shell and all of that. Nigeria, like my president has said, is not is not a liability company that is one man pocket. Nigeria will rise. The Joint Youth Council will rise. The Niger Delta will rise, and we are going to, in no distant time, continue engaging the political class. And if care is not taken, if measures are not taken, if results are not being born, results are not seen to ameliorate the pains and suffering of our people, we may gradually gravitate towards desperate revolution. And that is not what we want to experience at this critical time. So we call all political class in the Niger Delta to uphold the need of the people, to indeed bring to bear the cries of our people. We call on the federal government to put words, action to words, and begin to make life easier for our people. Of course, we've said the refineries are going to work with their rhetoric. We are saying, and we continue to say, that the solution to our oil problem, to the subsidy problem, oil and gas problem, is the decentralization of the oil and gas industry, and giving room for artisan refineries to also come to full operation, so that Nigeria will occupy, the Niger Delta will occupy that position of being the economic sustainable. Thank you very much. The politics, the oil and gas politics, transcend to the era, the beginning of democracy in this country. Even the former president of this country, in the person of our leader, father, Olusegun Obasanjo, has also said the monumental corruption in the oil and gas industry is unbecoming, is alarming, particularly the NNPC. And you know that this oil politics is so huge that government in government house, people have hidden agendas, people have secret agendas to manipulate and control the oil and gas sector. If you look at what is playing out in this country, you see that Ajib is bought over with over 700 or something $1 million. You will see that Shell has divested, and there are individuals, political class, witty personalities in this country that are bought over those establishments for their selfish gain. For their selfish gain. So there's that deliberate measures taken by some of these barukas, so to speak, to leave Nigeria in perpetual penury, to suffer. Despite the fact that we are wealthy, we are rich, endowed by God in the oil and gas sector, but yet production and cost of living remains high and very, very high. You agree with me that Enikin Lokobri is not the minister, so to speak, is only a minister for state petroleum resources. And you will see that there are so many intricacies, there are so many compartments in that oil politics, that I will say that, our illustrious Ijo son is still in the bid to understand and function effectively in that direction. However, it is totally uncalled for, because the Ijo Youth Council is mandated to protect the interest of the Ijo people. The interest of the Ijo people also means that we are mandated to protect the office of any Ijo man occupying any office, without prejudice, without fear or favor. That the man is not giving me money does not mean that I will go to the public and speak against an Ijo man. That is why you see what happened in Rivers State. We are solidly behind the government, be it as it may. We know that Enikin Lobobri does not call the shots in the oil and gas industry. We have a substantive minister.
Ndị be anyị ekenekwanụ m unu ka efi were ikwu gbasata maka ya bụ ife ndị nọ n'iru akwụkwọ n'ụbọchị uhuruchi nke taa. Drọpụra ife iche n'ụdị nke gị on the comment section below. Ọzọ dị ka ibe ya bụ mata na ife a bụ Eastern News 24 ka esi wee wetara onye bụ nnukwu ozi dị oke mkpa gbasata maka ya bụ ife na-ada na-akpọtụ n'obodo anyị nọ n'ime ya anụ nwere onwe ndị Igbo n'azụ. Asịmọ ya dịra n'Igbo na mma na n'Igbo ya dị ka echi na-eche ada agwụ agwụ otu anyị kwuru otu akọ ya dịrịdị. Ise.
President of this federal of this country is the substantive minister of petroleum resources. Enikin Lobobri reports to him. Be that as it may, we know the money mongers, those persons that are driven by their pockets, but are driven by how much they will get. And we know the crux of this problem is monetary. That one factional president of council, Jonathan Lobobri, allegedly took money and did not share the dividends of that money to the people. And so they came to cry out. That is what is playing out. But we are saying that don't cry out on the wings and exposing the position of an illustrious Johnson. Do you think if Enikin Lobobri is removed from that, do you think it's an Ejoman that will replace them? It's not an Ejoman that will put there. We cannot repeat the mistake in 2015 where we did not stand solidly behind we had the national cake within our reach, but we slipped it away playing politics and mere politics. We say that no Ijaw youth should be driven by selfish interests, money mongers, playing to the rhythm of the paymasters, to call on any Ijaw son that is not performing. We can only question the activities. If you say you are passing vote of no confidence, that the man should explain what are the activities, what are the achievements, that is understandable. But crying out loudly to now say this man should be removed, should be redeployed, it is totally uncalled for. It is totally uncalled for. And we call on those money mongers and those persons that are not known to Ijaw Youth Council, that are overage Ijaw people, should allow the youth body breathe. The substantive president of the Ijaw Youth Council is Dr. Tayo Alaye Theophilus and his executive. You will see the dilly-dallying and the rigmaroling of certain characters just for their pockets. They live for their pockets. They are not living for Ijaw people. They are living just for what they will get. So anybody that wants to be used as a tool to distract.
How can you underscore the oil and gas sector?
When we are saying that we call on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu that his position as the petroleum minister for petroleum resources allegedly has not meant well for our economy. The instant removal of fuel subsidy without mitigating factors has led to over 40% inflation. So we are saying that sack when necessary all strata that are moribund, that have promised us of functionalism and yet has failed, they should be sacked. Put square peg in square hole. Stop playing politics with the only economy that is known to Nigerians. Because the oil and gas sector that is known as the economic sustainability of this country. So we call on the president of this country to take action, to relinquish his position as the minister of petroleum resources, because that has not translated to positive results that we want to see. In the Niger Delta creeks, life is becoming unbearable. Unbearable. Our waters are no more producing fishes. Our bushes are no longer productive. due to the monumental, destruction as a result of oil spills and gas flares. But we cannot continue to be in the negative. So we call on the presidents of this country to please relinquish that position and give it to people that can function effectively in that direction. And we are saying the NNPC has woefully failed Nigerians. Regulatory agencies has failed Nigerians. So we call on the president to, as a matter of urgency, sack the NNPC board. If not report, they are not doing anything. They are only there to announce wealth for themselves. In the last 1 year, Nigerians are living in abject poverty as a result of irregularities in the NNPC, as a result of unpatriotic attributes or unpatriotic practices of the NNPC led by Mele Kyari. It should be relinquished of his office. It's long overdue. Let people that understand the rudiment, let people that have solution to this problem step in. Step in. When there is no productivity, you look for alternatives. What are those alternatives? Is that those people that are not performing should step aside for people that should perform in that direction. So that we know, look at Nigeria, we are so blessed with gas resources. Gas is the future of our nation. But yet, if you see in the news that the president is going to launch about 35 CNG buses. For what? 35 at this stage of our life in this 21st century. That is the managers of the seat of power. You could see the level of negligence. So we are calling, before Nigeria sleep into deep revolution that can cause so many level of destructions. We don't want that. That's not what we pray for. What we are saying that the government of the day should sack unpatriotic people and prosecute criminals that have occupied sensitive offices that are bedeviled the nation, that have sapped the nation dry. Nigeria is rich, but yet poverty is alarming. An average Nigeria cannot live, is living under 1,000 naira a day. 1,000 naira, not dollar, 1,000 naira a day. Is that the country that I want to build? For us in the Niger Delta as a joy youth, we are tired of seeing our mothers hungry. We are tired of seeing our youth jobless. We are tired of seeing incompetence, gross incompetence in both states level and federal level. We are calling patriotism must begin from the oil and gas sector. You are saying that lawyers, doctors are eloping out of the country. You are saying that nurses are leaving the country. Why would they leave? Where those people that sit in the corridors of power have shown high level of patriotism. That is what we are saying. So we call for this, for Nigeria to be restructured into the right direction. Critical decisions must be taken. And those decisions, it doesn't matter whose own is burnt, as long as it is for the betterment. Security is the bedrock upon which development thrives. When there is no security, development cannot happen. When there is insecurity, indeed, there are so many disarrays that will lead to great economic loss. That is why the Englishman said, peace is golden. Over the years, the Niger Delta has proven to the entire Nigerian states and the world at large that peace is possible. You agree with me that Niger Delta was one of the most volatile environments to live in. Not just in Nigeria, in Africa. But today the rhythm has changed because of the critical engagement of stakeholders and security agencies that has led to this peace that we enjoy. Of course, you know that pocket of violence in certain areas, those are part of life. But the level of stability is great and it should attract development. It should translate to industrialization. The peace that we enjoy in the Niger Delta is enough for oil and gas sectors to redeploy back to the Niger Delta, because this is the most peaceful region in the Nigerian state. It's the most peaceful region. So I don't see the reason why oil multinationals cannot come back to site their headquarters in Akwa Ibom, to site their headquarters in Biafra State, to site their headquarters in Port Harcourt in Delta State. I don't see any reason, because we are enjoying a level of peace. And this is kudos to the security agencies who have critically played strategic roles to ensure that peace is sustained, not just in the Niger Delta, but across the country. Despite the level of hardship, economic hardship, that cost of living has increased by 40% in less than 1 year. 40% in less than 1 year. Despite all of those realities that is staring us at the face, you could still see the level of peace that we enjoy in this region. That is as a result of the very strategic role by security agencies and also stakeholders and youth bodies like the IYC. That's why the IYC, we are saying we are very open to collaboration. We have been collaborating with security agencies to maintain the peace in the Niger Delta. I will keep patronizing and keep, liaising with security heads to ensure that this peace that is golden is sustained to attract the level of development that we seek. The NDDC also is playing its role to contribute to stability in the Niger Delta. Every agency is contributing theirs. But we are saying that it's not enough. We are only at twist. We keep asking for more. Because for the level of peace that we enjoy, the level of stability that we enjoy in this region, it should translate to industrialization. It should translate to functional agencies. It should translate to good roads. It should translate to economic possibilities. We are yet to see that. However, we must give kudos to the security chiefs. We must give kudos to the National Security Advisor, the NSA. He has played a very strategic role in sustaining the peace in the Niger Delta.
Ndị be anyị ekenekwanụ m unu wadalụli nenu ekunu si ge ya bụ ife anyị wetara unu ụbọchị nketa ka ife nwere ike ikwu gbasata maka ya bụ ife ndị anyị tiri unu n'iru akwụkwọ ka obi m n'obi gị ka alụ gị ka efe ichelu drọpụla anyị ya n'iru akwụkwọ na Eastern News 24. Ndị be anyị wadalụli nenu ka emesịa n'ụmụ Igbo.